Hi everyone, Scorp here. Today I wanted to go over some decks for Warriors in Duelist Redux 2. I know I didn't do it for Reptiles, but I'll do that for Reptiles after I'm done with Tunes, because that's kind of... They kind of have a Tune deck that I'd like to show in there too. I might end up using them for Tune, so that's when we'll do that. So first deck, so I built 3 decks. This first one is really a Flame Swordsman deck, which is something I never thought I'd say I'd build, but I do kind of like it. This deck could be a lot cheaper in terms of deck cost. I went with kind of the really high tier variant in terms of what all I put in here. Like, everything's an effect monster, everything's good. And yet this deck is still extremely cheap. It's kind of why I picked it pretty much to go through the game. As usual, 3-star deck leader. That's just the best way to play Warriors. Open card with extended support range is super strong. Should definitely use it. The increased strength and decreased strength at level 3 is still 300, so it's kind of respectable still. So there is Muka Muka in here, and we have drawn every single Pyro. We do not need this many Pyros game. There's only 9 in this deck, so it's actually scary. I want to get one step closer, but at the same time, like, I don't want to just die. Okay, Fairy of the Fountain. That's very beatable for us. So, biggest problem when fighting Mako for this deck is all of his stuff is going to be waters, all of our stuff is going to be... most of it's going to be fire, so it's not good for us. But we do get to have a little bit of fun here. We drew a Sogan, which in this mod, Sogan costs 50 deck costs, so it's pretty much the most expensive card in our deck. And it's a really, really strong card, so I understand why it's so expensive, but at the same time it's annoying that it's that expensive. So I'll also say that there's Muka Mukas in this deck, because if you're in a deck that's doing a bunch of fusions, it is extremely nice to have Muka Muka in your deck, because of the power it has in a fusion-oriented deck. So Eye Armor is going to copy the strength of the Flame Swordsman and just easily crush this Octoburster. And Eye Armor isn't fire, so that's nice. We'll just shove a sort of Dark Destruction into this. Good way to get rid of traps. And then we can power up our Flame Swordsman with that sort of Dark Destruction. Now opponent is in a very bad spot because we are way, way stronger than he is at this point. It's pretty easy to make a stronger deck than Mako, but... Ooh, Shadow Spell also, sir. Rude. We're just going to make everything Sogan and kill them, so... Oh wow, you actually summoned in front of yourself, or in front of me. Well, that makes the rest of this easy. Congrats, you took off 100 life points after my soul appeared. Shame, you're dead. I'm actually impressed the AI did that play. It was a dumb play because he was dead. I mean, to be fair, there was nothing really getting out of that situation. I have all the cards. Why am I even considering looking at this? So yeah, that's the first deck. It plays pretty well, especially when you don't just... It has enough pyros and enough warriors that it shouldn't, you know, just clog your hand super bad, but it does. It's a card game. That's how it works. So Princess Tsurugi, literally any level 3 warrior works here. I just prefer looking at Princess Tsurugi over some of the other warriors, like Green Kappa. So Green Kappa, this card's broken. Just, I don't know what they were thinking when they made this effect. It's disgusting. 3 of them. Tactical warriors, this could literally be any warrior. It doesn't matter. But I figured having an extra target for my Salamandras and extra Salamandra target's not bad. And it has a decent effect, so might as well. Only problem is this is the only level 4 or higher thing, so it's the only thing that can actually hurt your summoning power. Dream Clown, this thing's effect is absolutely disgusting. You probably want 3 of them a lot of the time in your warrior deck. 3 more Eye Armors. It has the same effect as Green Kappa, except it's 2 stars instead of 3. Okay, sign me up. Swordsman from a Foreign Land, this thing has an even better effect than Dream Clown. Like, warriors have good effects, it's just... these are not great bodies, but they're fine cards. I have 9 pyros here. They're here to be pyros and fused. I put in Muka Mukas because if you get off, like, you know, 3 or 4 fusions over here with these, Muka Muka, and you get into a long game, Muka Muka is like a 4,000 attack beat stick for 2 stars. Like, you might as well just have this in fusion heavy deck. If you are worried about it, you can just put in Jowls here. Or, you know, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, any of the good spell and trap cards. You know, there's plenty of options if you don't want to use the Muka Mukas. 2 Sogans, I only use 2 to keep the deck cost down. Soul Appear, you can use a cheaper one if you want to lower the deck cost also. Sogan isn't necessary, but it was very nice against Mako, as you guys saw. 9 equip, because Flame Swordsman takes a whole lot of equips really nice, or all of these equips nicely. And then 1 Goblin Fan, because you guys know how much I hate burn decks, that I put this in basically every deck, so that's where it's gonna go. Next up. So, this next deck is a Judgman deck. This one shouldn't be too surprising. It is, I will say, slightly more annoying to play a Judgman deck. This is more of an Earth Warrior deck. But you don't really have access to infinite fusions like you do with Flame Swordsman, so... because you're limited by the number of Judgment hands you have in your deck. And they take Invigoration instead of, you know, Salamandra, so it's a 300-point equip instead of a 500-point equip. Which I don't really like nearly as much, so I don't really include them very often. That doesn't mean you can't just put in Riryokus if you have the deck costs there. And you want to just absolutely obliterate somebody. Which I understand completely. Well, we haven't really drawn what we want to, but we drew enough of what we need to go a little bit hard. So we'll just throw a supporter in the shadows to punish people. Not the fusion, or not the card I had in mind to equip and buff, but sometimes it just works, you know? Oh hey, a Judge Man. Let's see what this card is first. Okay. Hit me. Knowledge is power, and unfortunately for Mai, I have way more knowledge than she does. That was a very smart play on that Kurama's part. I wouldn't expect her to actually attack with a Kurama. That would be suicidal. But we get to use this eye armor, and it's going to pretty well end the game. It's not even on Sogen, and it's a 3400, which that is more than enough to win a game. Well... Oh, hey, a mountain. Nice. That invisible wire doesn't do much when I know about it. Well, we didn't even get to use the fusion for Judge Man. It's literally any 1000+ warrior, and a Judgment Hand for making a Judge Man. Great fusion. And yeah, it's a pretty fine, honestly. Is it, this deck absolutely top tier? No, but it's way more than enough to get through this game. So going through the deck, Judgment Hand is leader. It's a level 3 warrior, so might as well. Green Kappas, these were just to fill out the deck. You can put whatever you want here, but Green Kappa is a great effect and it's a warrior, so might as well. Judge Man, Axe Raider. Axe Raider is level 4. It is one of the strongest warriors in the game, so might as well. For a level 4, pretty solid. 1700 is not anything to scoff at, especially with it's 2000 with your leader power, and then throw a couple of equips on that thing, and pretty solid. Supporter in the Shadows, you guys saw its effect. It increased the strength of your friendly warriors by 300. Not a terrible effect, and it's 1000 attack and a warrior, so, you know, does the fusion, and pretty decent for what it is. Well, it's not bad. Dream Clown, it fuses, and hey, it has a great effect, so if you have to play it without the fusion, you're not mad about it. This is the fusion card that everything in this deck is made around, so you need 3 of them. We'd play more if we could. Eye Armor, do I need to say more? This thing's broken. 3 of them. 3 Swordsmen from a foreign land, extra removal, not bad. 3 Sogans, we had more. I was letting myself go up higher in deck cost for this deck, so might as well. Soul of the Pure, and then 6 equipped. These Curse Breakers could be literally anything you want them to be. They're just Curse Breakers because they're cheap, and Curse Breaker's a good card. 3 Mesmerics and a Goblin Fan, basically just deal with burn, knock something down to size, and basically give yourself a target to go beat over for huge amounts of damage, which is what this deck's good at, so not too bad. Oh, whoops, I didn't switch decks. this. Okay. So next up, my one main complaint about this deck. I shouldn't be using Gate Guardian as my leader. Also, it's really expensive, but that doesn't matter post-game. Okay, so we drew a Jowl, so we'll just use that first. Let it take whatever card this is, and we'll probably beat him down with it. So our deck kind of just plays really good cards. We'll use this Heavy Storm next turn. And we're playing Gate Guardian, we're playing a bunch of expensive stuff, so... yeah, it's kind of the deck I'm choosing to play here. Not my usual playstyle. I don't usually just play gigantic flop piles, that's usually not my thing. Unfortunate. That could be a powered up Blue Eyes there. And that would be kind of unfortunate. What I should have done is actually discarded the Blackluster in my hand, but it's okay. Oh, it's a Seiryu. Oh, good, we drew... the thing that's going to fix our summoning power problems. Okay, Gifted Mystical Elf. It's fine. Makes this duel a little longer, which is good. So what we're gonna do... I am going to discard some cards, because I have Mimikatz in this deck. So we can get them back later. Okay, good enough. What you gonna do, Kaiba? Oh yeah, run to the corner, that's right. Is that a trap, Kaiba? I want to keep one thing if this is actually a Mirror Force, so... oh, that's not a trap. Okay. Can we stop with these Mystical Elves, please? I don't like them. Well, that's the second Mystical Elf we've stolen. We can do this. Oh, that's confusing. Unfortunate. Oh well, we got rid of his card. Hit a Monster Reborn? Bro. Well, Kaiba, this is not going well for you. Oh, hey, a Blue Eyes. Because he isn't smart enough to resurrect my Gate Guardian. Well, good job, Blackluster Soldier. You're going to gain extra power against the Blue Eyes. Anything we can actually play? Nah, it doesn't matter. Game's over. That was pretty brutal. Get wrecked, Kaiba. He kind of deserves this, but that's just because he's Kaiba. Hey, we got a 3 in a row. Not that it matters, but, you know, we got one. Good enough, right? Okay, so... yeah, this deck, you could definitely not use a Gate Guardian as a leader. You could definitely just throw in a level 3 warrior as a leader and be perfectly happy with yourself. So first up, there's 3 Kazagens in this deck. So any of the Gate Guardian pieces fused with the Gate Guardian ritual. Now, I choose Kazagen almost entirely because it's the cheapest in terms of deck cost. Sangha is probably probably your second best option because it works best on mountain and sea terrain. So if you have to play it without fusing it, you have a good option. So, and it's only 2 extra deck cost for, you know, or 2 or 3 extra deck cost for an extra 200 attack. Not terrible. Kazagen's also nice just because if you're actually playing on dark terrain, you have an answer for it. But it is powered down by your Sogen terrain, so do be careful. Blackluster Soldier, it's just a good warrior. In this game, it's a dark, so that's why it's in this deck. I believe in the trading card game, it's actually an earth, which actually be a nice buff to the card because then you could play it in the previous deck. And its fusion of Gaia would actually make a lot more sense because Gaia's earth. But I digress. It would actually go really well in the previous deck if it was earth. A couple Gate Guardians. We have Mimikatz in here, so we can just discard these. One to play another one, or something like that. And you can get out multiple Gate Guardian pretty easily that way. Green Kappas because we're playing really big stuff, so we might as well just make use of that big stuff. Gaia's for the fusion for Blackluster. Gate Deegs because we have way too many summoning power problems, as you guys probably saw in that last game. And this thing aims to fix it. It doesn't fix it, it just helps. 3 Jowls, these things are broken, so might as well. This is the broken deck, so we put in the broken card. 3 Mimikatz, lets you get back any of your broken spell and traps, and it also lets you revive these Gate Guardians that are broken. 1 Sogen is all I could fit. You don't really need the Sogen when you're playing stuff this strong, but it's nice to have. Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, Soul of the Pure. Basically your trinity of really good stuff. 6 equipped because, again, it's all I could fit, and then a Goblin Fan, and then a bunch of ritual cards for the fusion. Pretty tight deck, but, you know, it seems to work as long as you actually can draw a Gate Deeg, because you're going to need the summoning power. And if there's anything you'd want to change, it's maybe take out the Blackluster Soldier package and I don't know what you'd replace it with, but there's plenty of other good cards to throw in. It might be a little bit cheaper than, you know, 8 stars. So those are my thoughts. This is what I'd put together for Warrior deck. Warriors are unfortunately very hated on archetype. So if you can, flash in cards like Jowls, Muka Muka, cards of different types, so that you don't just get hated out of the game by a Numerico or, you know, a Mystic Capture Chain or a Warrior Elimination or any of those cards. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this deck. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like and a comment if you like this video, and have a nice day.